Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. This is another episode of Let the Women Tell It series, episode 41. It's a special edition because, you know, 60 Goddess goes in on Draya Michelle. And it's funny, I've been talking about this situation, on these panels and some panels, but until she confirmed that she was pregnant, I think everybody's going to be holding back. So we're going to see a lot of videos on her and her predatory behavior. And so I titled this one, A Predator Is as a Predator Does. But man, nobody really goes in on her quite like Six the Goddess. Now, let me tell you, Six the Goddess is no lover of men. She doesn't pander to guys. And she just tells women the way it is, but she's definitely a woman on a sister code. There's no doubt about that. But when a woman steps out of line, she'll highlight that shit. But before I got I'm gonna put her full 30-minute video in the description box, and I'm only gonna show a couple of clips of what she said. And I agree with everything she said. I'm gonna have a little bit of commentary in between, but it's still gonna be her speaking. But I have some thoughts on some of this stuff. And where I don't have any thoughts, I'm just let her say what she says and let her speak for herself. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna always let her speak for herself. I'm gonna say my little piece on certain parts that I had some ideas about. But man, so like, share, subscribe to my channel. Be sure to hit the notification bell, and listen, put some comments in there. Put some comments in there. We can start a dialogue about whether we think Draya Michelle is out of line. I do. I think she's a predator, and I don't see an equivalent with that guy Alan Houston or Alan Horse, whatever his name is, Austin, whatever. The singer who married the 21-year-old woman. They have like 3 kids now. He took her off the market young, and he groomed her. Yeah, he groomed her. That's what a man is supposed to do. That's why some women are ungroomable and they stay unmarried. But yeah, was she a little young? Yeah, but he's paying for that. She's going to be taken care of. She's going to probably outlive this dude, and in her rest of her life, she's going to be fine. And he's got money. They got children. He's got a legacy. And yeah, she's probably what he was looking for. And he saved her from her 20s, like the rest of the women and the modern women, just had nothing but dicks every year, dicks, dicks, dicks. So he saved her from a life of just, slutting herself out. And then in her 30s thinking, somebody's going to come along and save her. So it's not equivalent. Draya looked at this young guy and she took away his youth. She took away his ability to cleave to a woman his age and build a family. Because he's not marrying her, she's not marrying him. She's just going to go straight to the child support court and make sure she has her retirement plan locked in. I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to have another baby around 3 or 4 years from now so she could extend her child support payments well into her 60. Anyway, so without further ado, I'm gonna let Six the Goddess have a go at her, and listen up because she's like really on the money with this thing. Yeah, start sharing here. There it is. Here goes.
Congrats. First of all, I am so incredibly tired of seeing congrats because a bit got fucked. Like, I'm so tired, okay? Because that means if I got some peen last night, I want a congratulations too. Quiet as it's kept, there is no reason to congratulate a woman because she's pregnant, okay? I know that we used to these cliche of, oh, a child, all children are blessings. I beg to differ. All right. Though the conception of life, is ordained by God for some reason or another, these circumstances that these children are brought into most of the time, present day, are so less than blessed. Okay, there's nothing blessed about it for majority of the way that kids are coming to be present day. So we need to normalize, destroy the congratulations. You having your feet in the air and that equaling you a baby is nothing to congratulate a woman about. I'm just going to be the one to go ahead and say it. I'm tired of, these weird rules we have on conception of, oh, these children are a blessing. It's finally time that we go ahead and accept, no, they are not. Okay, they're not. And that any girl with half of a brain and an open hole between her legs can do that. All right. So let's stop that. So there had been speculations for a while that she was pregnant, and her and the baby daddy were neither confirming nor denying the allegations. And so now she just came out today, pretty much, not pretty much, but definitely letting us know that she is. Draya is 39 years old. The boy that she pregnant by is 21. Needless to say, she is 100% old enough to be, not only to be his mother, but that she does actually have a child who is the same age, which essentially would mean that when your son, for example, invites his friends over to the house, that would mean that you're attracted to them. Okay. That means that your son innocently will be hanging out with his boys at the house playing Xbox. And that means that you would be over there eyeballing them. I want you all to really let it sink in of what this means when you're pregnant by someone where your child is older than them. Okay. As a woman. And before we even go any further, I'm letting y'all know right now. Let me make myself bigger so I can look y'all in the eyes when I say this. Any one of you can ain't it basic that get in my comments talk about, well, men do it. I'm blocking you. Okay, period. And I'm making a mental note of all you disgusting that sit there and say, what's wrong with it? Men do it. Because now, ladies, keep in mind who to keep away from your kids.
So let me just stop it there for a second. Listen, I no lies told there. So this is her opening salvo into some more deeper stuff that she's gonna get into, and she goes in. She just goes in. So here's the next little clip that I want to play, and and here's some more 60 guys.
I'll get ready. Okay, this is so much BS, child. It might hurt y'all chest a little bit. This disgusting whore says, happy #International Women's Day. As women, we navigate through so much, often leading us to question, what is my purpose? For me, the magic lies in motherhood and the awe-inspiring ability to bring life into this world over the span of 2 decades. Translation, I know this coochie old as hell. I know this coochie AARP old as dirt, but somehow all this powder in my coochie was able to conceive a child. AKA, she even telling us about that old ass puss, that geriatric coochie. Baby gonna come out covered in powder, powdery ass coochie, thin lining ass coochie, pre-menopause coochie. The baby gonna come out looking old. The baby gonna come out with goddamn rash. Baby gonna come out with gout. Baby gonna come out with 3 prescriptions that it needs refilled. Baby gonna come out with Medicare. Old ass coochie. Make me freaking sick. It's my superpower. And if anything can surpass the wonder of being a woman, it's the privilege of bringing another woman into existence. We are overjoyed to share our love for you, little girl. I'm excited to speak words to the daughter I never thought I'd have. We are anxious about your arrival, but take your time. This world can be tough, but know that you are being brought into a space of love, security, and adornment. # 28 weeks, 7 months, coming May 2024. # girl mom. Bitch, go to hell as fast as you possibly can. Okay. Bitch, you need an expedited ticket one way to hell with a gasoline thong up your ass. That's what you need. Okay.
We'll stop it there. Listen, I just the note she wrote, you probably could find it on X. And I saw another content creator look up this note. I don't know where. I think he might have been on Instagram or somewhere else. And all the comments now are blocked. Not the comments have been turned off because she misunderstood or thought she was going to get nothing but congratulatory lauded to what she did. But I bet you a lot of those comments are ragging the hell out of her. And what makes it worse, they're coming from women. It ain't coming from men. It's coming from women who are saying, "Wait a minute, this ain't right. You can't get away with this kind of predatory behavior and expect everybody to be slapping you on the back because we know why you're doing. We know why you did it, and you sacrificed a 21-year-old man in order for you to secure a bag into your 60s, right? That's what she did. So anyway, six hits on some more, but I'm gonna put her full interview, this full video in the description, and I would say listen to it all the way through. I mean, she put some gems in here, and I don't want to just put them all out on here. I want you to go listen to the whole thing yourself. So let's get to the next little clip that I have of six going in.
Girlfriend, haha, kikiing with someone younger than her child, her mama should have beat her ass from then. I'm just gonna go ahead and be the one to say it. There's no other way to handle girls like Draya than to beat their ass because girls like Draya are slow. I been knew she was slow. I been knew, you know what? I'm glad that this woman looked good because if not, I just don't know where she would be in life. But see, the problem is them looks only take you so far. Nobody knows what her talent is. Nobody knows what she really has going for herself. And it never fails. I talked about this before. I said there is something about when a woman reached that age of around 38 that they almost always get up and do something so dumb because most women don't know their own bodies. They don't know the stages of their hormones. They don't know why they do certain things. So many women, when they hit around that 40 mark or close to it, and the hormones start slowing down and premenopause start to kick in, they go through a crisis. A woman's midlife crisis is hormonal. Okay. And now, when the Instagram model money has dried up, when all these men have slept with you but never married you, never stayed with you, that one guy was your fiance for 6 damn years, never ever walked you down the aisle, maybe because deep down inside he knew you was the damn devil. Maybe because deep down inside he knew in his spirit this woman is Satan. Because any woman that's sitting getting knocked up by an 18-year-old or 21-year-old with an 18-year age difference and she 40, there is something demonic because it's not even natural for a woman to be attracted to a man that much younger than her. It's not even natural for a woman to be attracted to a man that has that much less experience than her. Healthy women are attracted to men who are more experienced than them, who are smarter than them, who can lead them. There is something psychologically very wrong with any woman who finds herself attracted to someone that she could potentially mother. When I think about my son hanging out with his friends, the mere thought.
All right, let me stop you there. See, this is the big difference between the guy who marries a young lady and a woman of her ilk with this young dude. And six goes into this next last clip. I'm only going to play one more clip, and at the 19-minute mark, and you got to listen to the rest of this whole thing in total, from start to finish. I mean, uh, even though six is going in on Drea, she's still going to get a pass in general. She's still going to get a general pass where she should be a pariah, but she's not going to be because there's going to be a segment of the population who are going to say, well, he's 21 years old, he's a man, blah blah blah, but he had no way of defending his mental ability from a 39-year-old piece of box, man. He just couldn't do it. No, very few 21-year-olds, if any, men can handle or the psychological pressure or advantage of an old woman who's been with, I don't know, hundreds of men. He doesn't have any chance against that. And you can look at his face; he looked like he's lost. He's Jalen Green is he's 21 years old. He's lost. He just started his basketball career, and now he has a baby. And he's going to be in court worrying about child support, this kind of shit. It doesn't make any. It's predatory at its best, at its highest form. Anyway, so let's get to the last clip, and then I'll just wrap it up. But I don't want to be here, because like I said, Six is saying it all. Really, she's saying it all. She's saying all that needs to be said.
You already have a certain psychological advantage over a man. Your brain multitasks, processes things differently than a man. So when you go ahead and add on the fact that he is young enough to be your child, it is a completely demonic and unfair advantage that you have over him. Let him grow in his intimacy levels with girls his age. It is not fair for you to have an 18-year head start mentally, sexually, physically, and every way else, and sit there and lay up with these kids. And it makes sense. That's why even at 21 years old, successful in the NBA, that's how you were still able to somehow make this shape to where he has ruined his life. As a woman talking to a young Black man who is the age of your children, your job is to support him. Never should a woman that age say, you know what? I'm going to ruin this boy's life by already, before he can even barely buy an alcoholic beverage, to have him paying child support and worried about child custody and visitation. You're supposed to see a young Black man being successful and doing his thing and encourage him, guide him, give him advice if necessary, not derail him. Everybody with a bit of common sense knows that the more children a man has in the home that is not with him, the more poor he will be. Everybody knows it. The quickest way, I don't care how much money a man has, it's not sustainable. The quickest way to go broke, end up broke, or never being able to retire is to have children in multiple households. If you want to expedite and
So let me stop her right there. No lies told. She's telling the truth. She know what she's talking about. This guy, he he's in big kimchi with this woman. Excuse me. Anyway, so listen, it's sad. Uh, you can listen to the whole interview. I'm just saying, there's going to be more and more talk across the content creators about what Drea Michelle has done. She waited a long time before she went to confirm this, because I know she had to be anticipating the backlash, and rightfully so. I wonder what her son is actually saying to her. Well, I don't even think she really cares. I mean, just the way she talked about having a daughter, right? She didn't mention nothing about her son at all, because I'm sure he doesn't like this whole idea that she's fooling around with a guy that's one of his contemporaries. And he knows why she's doing it. Some of that money might be drying up. This is a guy who is supposed to be a star in the NBA, and she knows he's in line for, big bucks, 20, $30 million contract. And let's just say he has a typical 10-year career, you know? So she's going to milk all of that as she possibly can. And then, when his career goes down, so will his money, So she's going to try to hang on to that money one way or the other, regardless of how his life turns out to be, right? She's going to probably try to maintain the amount of child support he could pay at the height of his athletic ability. And when that money goes down, some courts don't allow you to reduce the money. which is stupid too, right? That's how bad the court system and child support system really is, right? So, this is the most insidious shit a woman has done to a man, in a while. And a lot of men don't sit back and say, well, he got the box, he got the box. Without talking about the consequences of a young man. See, that's what when we get in our male panels and guys talk about dick discipline, I said, you can't just tell a man, to have dick discipline. It's just like saying no to drugs. If a guy's an addict, dick discipline is only the beginning of the story. You gotta tell you gotta tell a man the consequences of not having dick discipline. You gotta paint a horror story for him, a true horror story of child support, or being with a woman who just wanted to use you for your money, and being tied to a woman for the rest of your life that you don't even like, ruining maybe your possibilities for a woman who would love you back at your level, somebody who could cleave to you who's not just after your money. Like Six says, you can these athletes go broke, right? Not only is they're spending lavish, but if they got three, four, five baby mamas, then they got to pay $1 million, $2 million worth of child support a year. Those years that money goes fast. And you can't even write it off on taxes anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's imperative that when we teach young men, uh, when they go through their sexual lives, we gotta paint the consequences. We gotta paint the horror story of raw dogging a chick who's up to no good. So Draya Michelle is a predator in the worst sense of the word, right? In the worst sense of the word. I mean, if they could call a man that, they could call her that. Love. Ain't no love in this thing. It's another unwed mother getting ready to milk a man dry of his money. That's what's getting ready to happen. Well, our pain, marriage, politics, and sports. Another bad story in the black neighborhoods, man. Another bad one. Over and out.